This is Phursun, the creative genius behind some of the most stunning photos you have ever seen, hailing from Kwara State and recognized as one of Nigeria's top photographers.
A day to wedding was when I first held camera in my whole life. I didn't start my career with birthday picture or mood day that I know I can focus.
In today's video, we will dive into the mind of this visual storyteller and discover how Phursun has risen to the top, creating breathtaking visuals that tell us powerful stories.
I'm born, bred, buttered, blessed Kwara. Everything Kwara. Primary school, secondary school, name it, everything has always been Kwara. And that gave me more depth and understanding of how the culture works here. Grown up in a family of four, that's where the name Four Sons came from. Okay, or Mary in Yoruba, and four sons, four guys. So I happen to be the last son of the four sons.
Can you share us your journey into photography and how you develop your own unique style?
Okay, my journey into photography is quite fun, right? Because growing up while in secondary school and before entering university, I'd be like, I can be a photographer. Now say you stand like this and do like this on motion ground. And no, I can't be. That work is too dirty. I beg. But unknowingly for me, that's what I'm going to be hitting with this century. Alright. So that back in the days, I never really loved photography. I would say maybe I'm just a creative person. If I turn out to be a carpenter today, I will be creative. If I turn out to be a mechanic, I will be creative. So I'm just an artist, a creative artist, so to say. So I started out as a graphic artist, designer, producing the bulletin for churches. I would design the calendars, prints. People knew me then as a graphic artist more. When the photography was about to start, they didn't see it coming. But then I had like maybe 8 students that was already trained in graphics, so you should know that I've gone a little bit into that design thing. So I was telling my students that I felt my time was up in graphics. They were like, oh God, nothing like that. In a bad graphics. They play. I just told them that I think my time is quite up. I might move to something else. And lo and behold, a month after I said that, like a perfect. One couple, they came from, let me use the name to cover their state. So I basically like this guy, they attack our state from one of the Yoruba states. And me, I have one weakness. I don't know how to say no to some things. They just asked me, are you a photographer? I said yes. Without zero knowledge. So the moment they asked me that, I'm a photographer, I said yes. So how much you come and do wedding photographer for photography? I was like, hey, that's the first rank in my head. Then I just called one price, 60,000. Then I said, in my mind, I was like, thank God, let me just do my wedding program. When they go. So I just called the price figuratively to just let them go. I beg, who is photographer? Yeah. 1 week to wed, the husband just called. Sir, will you collect 50,000? The moment I had 50,000, I was like, oh shit, money, here go. I first fronted. I'll think about it though. After the hunger, I was like 50K. As I dare, stop playing me. I said, where will I start from? Like a photography friend. No technical know-how, no knowledge whatsoever. I just told them I've heard they should send money. Then I didn't even have a story with your bank account sent to my father. A day to wedding was when I first held camera in my whole life. I didn't start my career with birthday picture or mood day that I know I can fuck up. But you see, the intuition as a creative didn't hold me back. So on getting to the location, my heart don't even cut. We landed, we hit the ground running. If the bride sneeze, I shoot. If she's standing, I don't pack. If it's doing, I just pack everything. Because I don't know what moment will matter. But I make sure I documented everything that day. I went there with a borrowed laptop again. So that night, I inserted the card, all the pictures they were seeing, so they were all amazed. I never knew my next 2 potential clients were seated at that wedding. Back then, There are things they do, they remove images, put them on an artificial ground and apply. I'm like, no. You see my whole leave it the way it is. Because a part of me don't want anything fake, and that actually led to birth my kind of photography. I like to do everything real. If I want to shoot fire, enter fire. No give me Photoshop fire.
Hey, whatever you do, hey, don't try this at home.
I've used water. I've buried people before to shoot, because to interpret what's in my head.
You buried people to
completely to depict death. I've done quite a lot of stuff. I've shot in the gutter. I've shot in the rain. I've spoiled my camera. I've shot at the dunghill. After packaging the album, then we printed. But the joy that I was doing something new was just overwhelming. What I've never done before. And when I sent the job back to Kogi, 2 weddings call. So I went to Kogi back to back in 3 months for wedding.
Just on
that same job. So that's why till tomorrow I don't take any job for granted. Even if there are 4 or 5, I go as if I'm shooting in front of 5,000 people. Because then they were sitting, but they enjoyed the way I was jumping, directing, being lively, the humor, the packaging of the look too. You know, the normal photographer be like, they just wear one dansiki, wear one, wear one. Me, her package die. Hello, because appearance is key to me anyway.
Could you discuss a memorable photo shoot or project that challenged you or pushed your creative boundaries?
I have quite a lot of that. You know, as a creative person, it's okay most times that we feel down and there is no motivation to move on. At times, even when you do not want, this is our job. At times, when Sapa holds you by the neck, that's what I turn the job. Everything does not always go all bed and roses most times, so you feel down. There was a point in my life that I broke down. I was in debt. I closed down, no camera, nothing 2 years ago. I would say it was that shoot that gave me another meaning. At the midst or at my lowest, I was driving down at Unity, to be precise. And it was raining. And when I got to that roundabout of Unity, it was close to First Bank, and I saw a madman. It's called Bigfemz. We say I've known this in my secondary school. It's a long time madman, alright? But there's always a difference in looking and seeing. That day I saw him. He was in front of Haruma and in front of First Bank. Then remember I told you I don't have a camera. I brought a friend's camera. So when I got to that roundabout, that spirit just telling me, make a U-turn, turn back. I was like inside the rain. Turn back. How? What? Turn back. When I got to the roundabout, I made a U-turn, I went back, I parked and I dropped. And I was shooting a madman in rain. He technically who drops in the rain and shoots a madman. Now I'm talking about a wedding or they are waiting for me in the studio and I'm like, okay, let me talk about how much you want to pay. Who's going to pay me? It wasn't planned. But at that point, I rekindled my passion for the job, that this was what actually pushed me to this job. Maybe I lost it at some point. And it's okay to have a self-reflection. You know, I tell people most times that your difference is your practical success factor. What stands you out? It's not your similarities, right? So at some point, I tend to conform over the years. Maybe I was getting too comfortable. You know, we can all be all big boys and you do some other things, doing movies and losing focus, right? I won't say that's the reason why those happen, but it's part of it anyway. We all have to learn. So when I parked and I was taking in pictures, when I was taking in pictures, I was getting inspired and seeing his pain. Imagine a man that had been mad like 18 years, all right? And I even knew growing up the differences that when I dropped, I was taking this picture. He was begging for food in the rain, and it was in front of a restaurant, Aroma restaurant, that is beside a bank. All he needed was money and food. No, at that point, the thing was not telling me that we lost our humanity to that extent. That do you mean there's no wasteful in Aroma that can give this guy? Or who even knows that he had money in first time before he went mad? So a lot of things are coming to my head. After taking those images, and I got back, I was so happy. When I got back, I've done something. And I posted the following day and it went viral. I wrote a story around here, right? And that same people were sending money from overseas.
Because of
I did not know. And the story. This is touching. Can we get to know him? Can we help him? And in 1 week, I started Operation Feed Wizard. We were sending money to feed him twice a day, sending money for food. Before I knew it, after that 1 week, he got to another state, a state only from the state, and angel came to reach out that helps mentally deranged people to pick up the case. So that for me is a project that's really dear to my heart.
What tips do you have for young individuals in aspiring photographers who want to make their mark in the industry?
The lessons we learn from our failures are what most oftentimes keeps us to stand when we are in the face of defeat and loss. It's okay to have a different story from me, where I groomed myself practically from nothing, right? The hunger was there, the push to be different was there. So my advice really is not to go the hard way the way some of us went, but to go the extra mile and be genuine in whatever you do. It is okay to pick brains, but it's more important and imminent at this age, other than any other time than now, that we need young folks that will crack their brain and give us something the society will be grateful for in the nearest future. Trust me, the change we are looking for is happening to us already. So we can't afford to be average, because living and growing in Nigeria is a plus for all with our young ladies, because our eyes they see shaky. So in the midst of that shaky, we can't afford to still align ourselves to a country that just consumes what it does not produce and produce what it does not consume. There is no platform or pathway to success that way. So we need to be really hungry to bring something authentic to the table. Look at what all our big brothers are doing, filmmaking, shutting down Netflix, going on cinemas, doing something amazing with their time while they are still here. So I believe it's a time for we young photographers to start bringing new things to the table, right? Don't run from here high, embrace it, and let's see how we can adapt, harness, and make that one show the richness of our culture in Nigeria. Open our side, open the world's eye to its side that has been blind spot to a lot of people in the creative space industry. A few weeks ago, our honorable president just inaugurated our minister in charge of our creative space. I hope God helps her to do what is amazing. But we young folks, thank God for social media. We cannot be shut down there. You take a good picture, don't feel bad. Come up online, post, do sponsor her, let the world see you. Do not wait until they call you for gig. Create from your head and show the world that we are Nigerians. And we are first human before Nigerians anyway. And we have what it takes within our brain to give the world what the world and people we appreciate for centuries.
My name is Bigfemz. See you guys. Ta-da.
Oh shit, baddest. You get it? You don't get it?